Hey guys, welcome back everybody. So today we're going to talk about how to configure the IBGP. So let me explain you what is the meaning of IBGP. IBGP stands for the internal BGP. When you're going to deploy the BGP within the same organization or within the same service provider network, that is called as the IBGP. Or we can call it also within the same autonomous system. Understand this example right now. So you can see that we have router number one and router number two. Router number one and router number two belongs to the Airtel company. They belong to the same autonomous system number, which is the 1000 right now. This neighborship is called as the IBGP neighborship. Now, IBGP is a recommendation to run in a transit AS. The meaning of transit AS means what? Let's say example, we have a customer number one right now, and then we have a service provider, right? And then we have another customer over there, customer two right now. So in this service provider, we have a bunch of router number one, we have router number two, we have router number three, we have router number four, we have. So if you see that customer to the service provider, right, customer is going to use the AS number two, and the service provider is going to use the AS number 1000 right now, and again customer number two right now is going to use the AS number three. So between the customer to the service provider, we have a EBGP, right? Because we have a different autonomous system number. Same thing between the service provider to customer, we have a different AS number 1000 and the 3. So we have a EBGP over here. But if you see right now, when I see the transit AS, right, it is always a recommendation to use the IBGP in a transit AS. So what you can do that, if you see between the router number 1 to the router number 4, what we can do that, I will form the IBGP relationship. So that's called as a transit AS, right? Because the packet will come from the customer number one, it will send to the router number one, and then it will send the packet to the router number four, and then router four is going to send the packet to the customer two. So this AS, right, the AS number 1000 is called the transit AS, and it is a recommendation to run the IBGP in a transit AS number. Now, interesting point. It doesn't mean that the IBGP is only run in the service provider network. Even let's say example, you have a big enterprise network, and if you have a requirement to run the IBGP protocol over there, then you do run the IBGP in the enterprise network as well if you have a bunch of prefixes. Now understand right now this topology again back. This is the router number one and router number two is a part of the AS number 1000, and it's a Airtel company. We have a same IP address 12.1 and 12.2. What I can do that, I'll first configure the IP address on the router number one, right? Interface 0/0, IP address will be 10.1.12.1/24. I'm not going to create any loop back because I don't have a requirement right now. In on the router number 2 as well, config to interface 0/0, IP address will be 10.1.12.2/24, no shutdown, right? And that's all. So if you see, I'll quickly verify the what IP I have configured. It's 12.2 on the router number 2 and 12.1 on the router number 1. Now what I can do that, I'll open my notepad and I'll quickly configure the IBGP direct neighborship, right? What I can do that on the router number 1, I'll say the router BGP number 1, I'll do 1000, sorry. The BGP router ID will be 101, and router 1 is going to form the neighborship, right? Router 1 is going to form the neighborship with the 12.2, and 12.1 is going to form the neighborship, 12.2 is going to form the neighborship with the 12.1. So the neighbor I have 10.1.12.2, remote AS would be 1000. That's all. Same thing on the router number 2, router BGP number 1000. BGP router ID will be 2.2.2.2.2. Neighborship I have 10.1.12.1, remote AS will be 1000. Interesting part, what you see right now in the IBGP protocol, the local AS number, which is this one, and the remote AS number, which is this one, both are same, right? 1000 and 1000. So when you have a local AS number and remote AS number same, it's like IBGP over here. And now you can see that when I'm going to configure this command on router number 1 and router number 2, you will have a interesting message right now, the log message. The neighborship came up. Hold on. It's a slow routing protocol, man. You have to have a good level of patience with RIP and BGP. Okay, so my neighbor is up now. So same verification command, so IP BGP summary, right? You can see that my router ID will be 2.2.2.2. I'm on the router number 2 right now, and the local AS number is 1000. That's my own AS number. And you can see that my remote AS number, which is also a 1000, same AS number. You can also use the command show IP BGP neighbor. It will show you the neighborship of the detailed information of the neighbor, right? So I'm on the R2 right now. You can see that R2 is forming the neighborship with the 12.1. The remote AC is 1000. This is called as an internal link. So when you see the internal link, it's in IBGP. When you see the external link, it means EBGP. And you can see that the remote route ID is 101 and the state is established right now. That's how you can configure the IBGP direct neighborship. Thank you so much.